Alright, listen up, man. Let's get straight into it. You read the title, right? Semen retention is a spiritual practice, not some self-improvement habit. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. Semen retention is an ancient spiritual practice. It is not some modern, new age self-improvement habit. You might be wondering, okay, man, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? I thought spirituality and self-improvement were the same thing. I thought semen retention was gonna help improve my life. Now you're telling me that it's only a spiritual practice? Do I gotta be a monk? Do I gotta be a sage to practice it? Well, relax. Relax. Relax, my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. Come on, do it with me. Get yourself grounded because it's time for your boy to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, what you must come to understand along this journey that we call life is that you, me, and everybody that you see are suffering and drowning in karmic compulsions. Let that marinate into your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche, my guy. You, me, and everybody that you see, our consciousness is drowning in karmic compulsions within the day and age that we are living in right here, right now. You see, the spiritual path, a lot of people get it fucked up. A lot of people get it twisted. They think that the spiritual path is about becoming enlightened, about looking spiritual, about talking spiritual, about, all these surface level things that new age movements have infected into our minds in the Western world by taking the Eastern spiritual teachings and basically bastardizing them. You see, the whole path of self-mastery, the whole spiritual journey on the first initiatory process, which is self-mastery, is to overcome these karmic compulsions that are drowning your consciousness and keeping you stuck in a state of what I like to call spiritual amnesia, where you have basically forgotten who you truly are beyond the brain and body and what it is that you were brought here to do aside from just stimulating the senses. Throughout this process of self-mastery, you apply certain principles, you apply certain practices to overcome specific compulsions. Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? Your whole journey, the whole goal is not to improve your life, is to start your new life. AKA the life that starts when you realize who it is that you are beyond this bag of meat and bones and what it is that you were brought here to do aside from just chasing survival, sex, and status. Because let's keep it a buck here, man. The Maya, the Matrix, the illusion, society as a whole, whatever you want to call it, has programmed you since birth, since you came out of your mom's womb, to think that the end goal, the main pedestal of life, is survival, sex, and status. And that keeps your consciousness stuck in the cycle of always chasing after these pursuits. These pursuits are not bad, these pursuits are not evil, but they pull you away from what's gonna bring you true fulfillment. All these things should be byproducts and almost add-ons to your life, the cherry on top. They shouldn't be the entire cake itself. Because no matter how much survival, sex, or status that you get, you're always gonna want more. This is a bottomless pit. This is a state of consciousness where you're unsatisfied. Imagine you just did a hard-ass workout, brutal workout, and you come back home and you rip open a bag of Doritos. You are gonna tear through that bag of Doritos like nothing. And you're still gonna be hungry. So you're gonna open up a new bag of Doritos, rip through that again. Open up a new bag, rip through that again. Because you're looking for nourishment. Your body is signaling hunger to your system because it needs nourishment after you went through that hard workout. The same rules can be applied to your spirit. Your spirit is sending you signals to your mind, telling you, I'm not satisfied, I'm not nourished, I need some fucking food. But we're not talking about physical food, we're talking about spiritual food. And the spiritual food is basically when you are living alignment to your destiny, to your dharma, to your duty. Dharma is an ancient Aryan word, a term that means your duty, your destiny, what is natural to you. The whole journey of the spiritual path is not, again, to become spiritual, look spiritual, act spiritual, take psychedelics, any of that shit. The whole journey, the whole purpose is to realize what that dharma is. But you can't realize what that dharma is because your consciousness is stuck being consumed by karmas. All your attention, all your focus, all your energy, all your prana, your life force is being pulled downwards to your lower planes of consciousness, which inevitably shoot it outwards into the material world through sexuality, through, survival, through status chasing. All these pursuits, again, they are not bad, but when your consciousness, your energy, your prana only has one way of movement, which is downwards and outwards, that's when you become stuck as a slave to your senses. When you're stuck as a slave to your senses, you're in that incessant hamster wheel of hedonism, the never-ending cycle of chasing survival, sex, and status. Take a good look at the people around you. What is their main goals? What is their main drives in life? Survival, sex, and status. And as I say that, you can hear the sirens wailing because I'm speaking the truth. They want to fucking shut my mouth up because I'm spitting that game for y'all. But let's take a quick pause so they dip away and I can stay free. Your boy made it through. I get to live to see another day. The feds dipped away and they can't find me. So I'm all good to go. But back to what I was saying. Take a good hard look at what the people around you are pursuing. It might be packaged in a different manner. It might look different on the surface level, but it's survival, sex, and status because they're programmed to believe that all they are is just a brain and body. And if they believe that, all they're going to want to pursue is the things that are associated with improving the brain and body, aka the desires of pleasuring the senses. You see, self-improvement, the new age, manosphere of all these guys wanting to improve their lives, go to the gym and fucking do this, cold showers, meditate, all that stuff. That's awesome. That's cool. But you got to realize that this whole idea of self-improvement is a facade for the true spiritual aspirant. Let me say that again. This new age idea of self-improvement is a motherfucking facade for a true spiritual aspirant. Because the true spiritual aspirant does not want to improve this fake sense of self that they've been given to by society. They want to burn that shit to the ground. They want to burn off whatever anybody told them that they were supposed to do, what everybody told them that they're supposed to live out in life. This is the idea of success. This is what it means to be a top G. This is what it means to be an alpha male. This is what it means to be a top 1% guy. The spiritual aspirant don't give a fuck about that. The spiritual aspirant understands, better yet understands, that there is a path for him that nobody chose. Nobody chose for him. Nobody told him. It is literally his path that has been designed by the motherfucking divine to follow. That is your dharma. That is your destiny. The true aspirant wants that. They don't care about improving their life to fit into this matrix. They don't care about improving their life to play a game that other people have put into their mind. They want to break free from this one-track lane and find out what brings them true fulfillment. To pursue their duty, to pursue their destiny. But again, there are all these karmic compulsions keeping you stuck in these lower states of consciousness where all you think about is just survival, sex, and status. And a lot of people never realize that, so they fall into these traps of self-improvement. They fall into the self-improvement matrix where they do these habits that are, some of them, they're stealing these habits from the spiritual practices. Meditation, breath work, pranayama, semen retention, celibacy. They're stealing these practices and turning them into self-improvement habits. Oh man, if I do semen retention, then I can get better looking, get more confident, and I can go get girls. Oh man, if I meditate, maybe I can have a clear mindset. So I go into my business, I can make a lot of money and inevitably get status. So people think I'm cool. I can drive around in this car. I can drive around that car. I can go to the club, pop some bottles. You're still playing the game of the Matrix, motherfucker. You're still a slave to the system, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? These spiritual practices were aimed and oriented to help you as a man break free from the system, liberate yourself, liberate your consciousness, and get into pure connection with the destiny of your soul. This is not what self-improvement is about. And this is why I'm saying that semen retention, this has become a brand new fad within the self-improvement sphere. Trust me, I've been making content for quite some time, and I see it. I see it clear as day. All these guys on these different platforms are trying to promote semen retention as that magic pill to inevitably help you get a girlfriend, inevitably manifest your dream life, inevitably get rich, jacked, famous, all that shit. Everybody's gonna stare at you when you're on semen retention. All the girls are gonna flock to you on semen retention. Your aura is just fucking through the roof. Magnetism, all that shit, dude. You're gonna become better looking. I'm telling you right now, man, I'm 5 years on semen retention and celibacy. I haven't broken it. That shit don't happen because what this practice is about is to help you shift your consciousness into a state that is no longer being consumed by that karmic compulsion of sexuality. Again, sexuality is not a bad thing. It's not evil. It's not something that should be frowned upon. And that's funny enough what happens with these self-improvement retards. They start to look at girls as, oh man, they're all whores. Oh man, all these girls are OnlyFans models. They want my semen. They want my semen, man. Every girl wants my semen. I'm telling you, man, nobody fucking wants your semen. Wake up. This is not what this practice is about. If you want to go do that right now, click off this video. Don't ever watch my channel again because I'm not the guy for you. I'm talking only to the spiritual aspirants, only the real savages that want their dharma. I don't give a fuck about how many days you can go on semen retention. I don't give a fuck about how many days you got on your meditation streak. No one gives a fuck about that. As a true spiritual savage, the only goal, the only aim, the only focus is to dissolve your karmas so you can inevitably discover your dharma. Because when you live in alignment to your dharma, to your destiny, what is natural to you, you're not going to be chasing dopamine incessantly. You're not going to be having these cravings of the external world, and you're not going to be a slave to your senses. Because you're living in alignment to what you're meant to do. If you take a fish out of water, it don't matter how much you give it dopamine, it's gonna crave getting back in the water. If you take a bird out of the sky and you put it in a cage, it don't matter how much dopamine you give it, it's going to crave getting back in the sky and allowing itself to fly, motherfucker. That is your soul telling you, this is not the path for us, but you're trying to drown it out with dopamine. Oh man, no, don't listen to that. You're wrong, bro. Here's more sex. Here's more survival. Here's more status. Here's more biceps. Here's more bitches. Here's more Bugattis. Here's more money, cars, clothes, and hoes. You see what I'm saying? You picking up what the fuck I'm putting down, my guy? Self-improvement keeps you in that cycle. You weren't brought here to self-improve, bro. You were brought here to realize your truth, realize your dharma, and actually apply it into the world. Because when you are living in alignment to your dharma, not only are you fulfilled, like a bird flying in the sky, but also if you take the bird out of the sky, take all the birds out of the sky, the ecosystem of nature falls apart. If you're not playing your part, your dharma, your duty, the cosmic symphony of life starts to fall off beats. Because you're the only person that can play this note. You're the only person that can play this key in the motherfucking cosmic symphony. Do you see what I'm trying to say? These practices, these spiritual practices, were aimed at releasing these karmic ties that are keeping your consciousness only thinking about survival, sex status, survival, sex status, survival, sex status. That's why you renounce things. You know, if you're somebody that's struggling with food addictions, binging out, fasting is a form of renunciation to reclaim back the power that's being siphoned every time your consciousness basically gets hijacked to go eat junk food, or to go watch pornography, or to go incessantly chase after girls, or go incessantly chase after money to get more status because you have insecurities. These practices of renunciation are supposed to pull back the prana, pull back the power, pull back the energy towards yourself. And then that energy is used to unlock the dormant planes of consciousness, the dormant chakras. Because each one of these planes of consciousness, each one of these chakras along your spine holds a key piece of your Dharma, holds a piece of the puzzle, holds one of the infinity stones, if you want to take that example. And when you collect them all together, like you playing fucking Pokemon, gotta catch them all, motherfucker. You see, someone honked because he knew. Once you catch them all, once you go through each plane of consciousness, and again, you can't open up the new planes of consciousness, you can't activate those dormant chakras if your energy is being consumed in the lower ones. You don't got enough voltage, you don't got enough electricity. If you're using all the electricity to charge up this battery, you don't got enough to charge up this one. So when you remove the charging cord from these planes of consciousness and you plug it into that through renunciation, like celibacy, like semen retention, like fasting, like all these practices, and you plug it in and you allow it to get plugged into the higher planes, the higher chakras, you get a new piece of the puzzle that tells you more about who you are beyond just the brain and body, and more about what it is that you're brought here to do aside from just satisfying the senses. And once you get to the top, the crown chakra, the sahasrara, all these pieces of the puzzle come together and they paint out the purpose that you were brought here to do. You realize it. That is self-realization. That is access as a byproduct of self-mastery. The journey of self-mastery is the process of renunciation. The renunciation is all about what we talk about here on the right-hand path. Everything that I talk about here on this channel is oriented towards the right-hand path. That's why we talk about renunciation. That's why we talk about semen retention and celibacy in this manner. I have not told you that if you practice semen retention, girls will come flock after you. If I do say that, man, that you know that I've been cloned, because I don't buy that bullshit. I don't think that this is a practice for those individuals that are just trying to self-improve. I think that this is only for the spiritual aspirants. A lot of people will be out there saying, semen retention is for every man. No, man, you can go crazy. You can go crazy if you practice semen retention and you're someone who's still focusing on getting sex. If you're trying to practice semen retention, a practice that is meant to take back the prana that is being siphoned from you incessantly thinking about sex, you're doing it to get more sex because you're doing it for the aura, for the glow, and this and that. Let's be honest, who you're trying to attract with the glow? A sexual partner. So your consciousness is stuck in the sexual plane and you're restraining the energy from being released there. You're gonna go crazy, you're gonna go psycho. And this is what happens to a lot of people. Go check out a lot of people's content that talk about semen retention and celibacy. And they're still talking about magnetism. They're going crazy, they're going schizo. They think everybody's staring at them. I'm telling you, man, I'm 5 years on this journey. Not everybody's staring at me when I'm walking through the fucking world. I'm not that special. And I don't give a damn if people stare at me or not, because the only thing that I care about is my Dharma. And my Dharma for the time being is to revive this ancient wisdom and knowledge that has been broken down for us within the past by the true awakened sages, helping us, get a blueprint on how mankind can realign themselves back to the divine purpose that they're meant to accomplish, aka their Dharma. My job and my duty for the time being is to revive this knowledge and make it more practical, make it more applicable for you, the modern day man, to plug into your life. That's my Dharma. That's my duty. That's why you can hear the passion speaking through the motherfucking screen. This is why I practice celibacy, so my consciousness can raise up to that point. I don't give a damn about how many days I go. I don't give a damn about how much aura I got. I don't give a damn about how much glow I got. Fuck no. I care about this purpose, this duty, this Dharma, because I feel fulfilled every time I hit record on that camera. And when I see individuals that I work with start to access their Dharma by actually helping them, guide them through the process of self-mastery. You have your own specific Dharma. It's not all about this. You don't have my Dharma. I don't know your Dharma. You're the only person that can follow your Dharma. You're the only person that can pursue this purpose, and you're the only person that can play that note. These spiritual practices are meant to get you to that realization of what that is. That's what the right-hand path is all about. That's what this journey is all about. Not to, again, self-improve. Oh man, I'm getting so much money now because I do semen retention. Oh man, I get so much glow now because I do semen retention. It's not about that. I'm sorry that It's unfortunate how many people talk about this stuff on these platforms and have no fucking clue about where it originates from, no clue about the Eastern mystical side of it. I'm very, very sorry, but I'm doing my best to point out the bullshit, but also point you towards the direction of what these sages have told us. And these sages have told us that, again, in today's day and age, which is called Kali Yuga in the yogic traditions, your consciousness basically is spawning in its lowest planes. When you are born into compulsion. You are born as a slave to your senses. Just like you're playing COD and you spawn into this specific area when you load up the game, or when you're playing Fortnite and you spawn and land at tilted towers, your consciousness spawns in the lower planes of the Muladhara, the Svadhisthana, and the Manipura. Basically, when you're born, you are conditioned to think that all life is about a survival, sex, and status. So people have made up these philosophies of self-improvement to uphold that. They're not wrong, nothing wrong about that, but you are a different human being. You are on a different path. You are a different individual if you've made it this far into the video. Most people, again, have clicked off by now. They got triggered. They want the aura. They want the glow. They don't care about the Dharma. They'll keep accumulating karmas, and they'll be okay with going on another wheel, another spin on the cycle of samsara, aka the wheel of reincarnation. Yes, sir, you heard me right. The wheel of reincarnation. If you do not find your Dharma, you're always going to be wanting more things. And that wanting, that need, that karmic compulsion that you still have within your consciousness doesn't leave at the moment of death. It stays with you, and it actually starts to formulate and mold your new life, the new body, the new you that you will be. The consciousness goes from body to body to body, from incarnation to incarnation to incarnation, passing around this karma that you accumulate from each lifetime like a fucking blunt. Here, you get a hit, you get a hit, you get a hit, you get a hit. You're spinning around this cycle of samsara for God knows how long. I don't know if this is your 100th lifetime or it's your 70th lifetime, but I'm damn sure I can tell you right now, if you don't actually start to take shit serious, this ain't gonna be your last lifetime. You're gonna have a couple more, you gotta go. Because you're carrying so much goddamn dead weight and karma with you. And these spiritual practices, like semen retention, like celibacy, are aimed at, getting rid of those karmas, dissolving those karmas. Because what your soul is searching for in each and every single one of these incarnations is that dharma, is that destiny, is that duty. That's its job, that's its mission. It cannot finish, its stay on the human realm until you finish the job. Job ain't done, man. You don't even know what the job is. You're getting other people to tell you what the job is, and self-improvement just keeps you stuck in that state. You're playing a game, and you're trying to improve in a game that you didn't even choose. You didn't choose to play baseball, and now you're fucking training your ass off to be good at baseball. Man, I don't fucking want to play baseball. I wanted to play basketball. But you don't even know what you want to play. You don't even know what's natural to you. You're just doing what everybody else is telling you. That's why the spiritual path is all about, again, basically killing yourself, killing this false sense of self, killing your attachment to this programming that you've been basically instilled with since the day you were born. You've been instilled as a man to think that the more bodies you have, the more of a top G you are. You've been instilled that the more money you have, the more of a G you are. You've been instilled into thinking that the more status you get, the more of a G you are. People around you, family, society, social media, self-improvement are all telling you what you are. But nobody can actually define your Dharma. Nobody can tell you what that is. You have to remove the garbage. And as you remove the garbage, your Dharma will reveal itself to you. Right now it's a beautiful blue sky day out here in California. A couple of days ago, pouring rain. Couldn't see the sun for fuck's sake all. Couldn't see the sun at all. But I know the sun was there. I'm not like, oh, we lost the sun. I gotta go find the sun. Somebody tell me where I can get the sun. No, It's still there. And that is your dharma. That is your destiny. That is your true self. That is the knowledge and gnosis that is waiting for you when you access these dormant planes of consciousness, the dormant chakras, when you walk the right-hand path of self-mastery. That dharma is always there. The sun is always there. But for that time being, it was covered up by clouds, covered up by rain, covered up by snow. And that is basically an analogy for your karma. Your karma is blocking you, or blocking your dharma, blocking you from realizing what that is. It's telling you, no, bro, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. If that's what you're supposed to do, I promise you, bro, if all you were brought here to do was survival, sex, and status, you would have came here as an animal, man. That's the dharma of a dog. I got a couple dogs. My dog had puppies. My dog did his dharma. Surviving, had sex, reproduced, and it's the big dog when it walks around the neighborhood because it's got his puppies with her. Big dog, big status. I'm the big stepper. If that's all you're brought here to do, I promise you, you would have came as that dog. Your consciousness would have came in the manifested in the form of an animal. But you're here as a human being. I guess that's the case, right? But you acting like an animal. You are living in your animalistic states, and these animalistic states are not bad. I don't want to sound like I'm a sheikh or a rabbi or a priest or just some fucking Abrahamic religious person. I don't believe in sin. I don't believe in if something is inherently good or inherently bad. I'm beyond good and evil. But we got to just say the truth. When your consciousness is stuck in its animalistic planes, you act like an animal. All you think about is survival, sex, and status. And these things are not bad, but they are holding you back right now because they're overpowering your consciousness. They're supposed to be in a balance. You need the animal side of you, and you need that spiritual side of you to not only, so the spiritual side of you, the higher chakras, allow you to realize your dharma. But just knowing it ain't enough. Now you need the body, the animalistic parts of you, the lower three chakras, to apply that dharma. The upper three chakras are Shiva. The lower three chakras are Shakti. You need Shiva and Shakti working together. When I say Shiva and Shakti, I'm not talking about the deities. I'm talking about the principles of consciousness. You need the masculine energy of Shiva, which is passive, not active, passive. Again, modern world doesn't know what masculinity means on the spiritual level. They think it means just going out, conquering, this and that. No, that's the feminine principle. We're stuck in the feminine principle. We're stuck as a slave to Shakti right now. Always want to go out in the world, act, conquer. Survival, sex, status, that's the animalistic plane, that is Shakti. You have too much Shakti. You have unrefined Shakti. The way you refine it is bringing Shiva back into the equation. The way you access Shiva is by getting up on the spine, aka climbing up the ladder of consciousness, which is within that central axis of your spine, of your nervous system, where all your chakras are located. Again, your chakras are not just random balls in your body. They're planes of consciousness. Right now, society has put a lid on your spine. And all you can access is the lower three chakras, Muladhara, the root, Svadhisthana, the sacral, and the Manipura, the solar plexus. Survival, sex, status. All your energy, all your prana is being pulled into there. All of it. You don't have enough. So what do you do if you don't have enough because it's being used there? You stop using it there. How do you do that? Renunciation. What are these practices? Austerities. Such as semen retention, such as celibacy. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? All the energy is being consumed there. You stop its flow going downwards, and you start to resend it back upwards, up the Shiva current, which again, that energy, that prana, starts to activate those dormant chakras, which you start to piece up together new puzzles. Oh shit, life isn't only just about survival, sex, and status. What about this? What about that? What about that? Let's put it all together. That's your dharma. That's your dharma. That's wiping away those clouds. Through renunciation. Self-improvement don't do that shit. That's why I'm saying semen retention is a spiritual practice. It is not some self-improvement habit. It's not you do 90 days and every girl comes after you. It's not you do 100 days and your auric fucking meter goes up to the max. Grow up. If you're still living in that bullshit and you're watching this video, grow the fuck up. I'm saying this to get you on your path towards your Dharma. Because again, man, let's say you get the aura. Let's say you hit 90 days. Let's say all these girls coming after you. Guess what? You're going to want more aura. You're going to want more girls. You're going to want more and more because you still are a slave to that sexual compulsion. Semen retention is aimed as a tool to remove your attachment to it by, again, not engaging in it. When I say renunciation, I don't want to make it seem like we just become celibate monks that just don't do nothing all day. Renunciation is simply regaining back your power. Hear it in my voice. This is what happens when you regain back your power. And now you can send it up to the throat chakra, the intellect. And now my voice booms through the motherfucking screen. Go watch some of my older videos. I wasn't talking like this. This is the progressive nature of your prana. When you can bend it to your will. You can send your prana wherever it needs to go. Your sexual prana is a very potent source of prana. I mean, it created you, me, and everybody that you see. It is a cosmic force of creative energy. It's not just jizz. It's not just cum. It's not just nut. It holds prana, life force within it. Not just on the physical level. I'm talking about the spiritual level. When you release your semen incessantly, not only do you lose the physical parts of it, but also the subtle spiritual pranic parts of it. That's why you feel lethargic. That's why you feel like you just want to keep consuming, junk food and this and that, because your consciousness is now, boom, fully rooted in the lower planes. And there's nothing wrong with being rooted in the lower planes. But when you're stuck there, that's the issue. You should be able to go to each plane of consciousness for whatever the situation needs. Right now, if you're just somebody that thinks, oh man, I just have to go to the higher chakras and I'm good to go, you get in the higher chakras, like these hippies and all that stuff, and get stuck up there, when somebody wants to fight you or tiger running after you, you're gonna be like, oh, peace, love, light, and you get ripped to shreds. But a person that's stuck in survival mode, who's in fight or flight mode, there is no tiger coming after them, and they go to their house and they're just fucking angry all the time. They're in survival mode all the time. You see, you want every plane open to you. You want every plane accessible to you. Because you want every plane aligned. And this is what each one of these practices address. Each plane has its poison and each plane has its medicine. Right now, most of your planes are just overdriven by poisons. You don't see the medicine of the Muladhara. You don't see the medicine of the Svadhisthana. Because you need to have the awareness of the higher planes of consciousness to actually involve yourself into sexual cravings and observe it. The Shiva state, which is accessed through walking up the right-hand path, is being able to sit in a room full of girls in bikinis or even naked and just say no. That's what this spiritual practice really does. It gives you control, conscious control over these compulsions. Let's say you're a billion days on semen retention. You walk into a room full of women and you cannot control yourself. What was the point of that? Oh man, well, my aura was really good, man. My glow was really glowing, man. What the fuck? You still a slave. You still a slave. You see what I'm saying? You missed the plot. You missed the point of this practice. And now you're looking like a dumbass. Oh, well, I have a glow. I have this streak. I have that. It don't matter. Don't matter. Because guess what? When you are aligned to your Dharma, these things don't entice you that much anymore. Hot girls, nice ass, big tits, whatever the fuck, junk food. You derive all of your bliss from within. You don't need dopamine anymore. You don't need it anymore. You can indulge in it if you want, but you don't need it. Right now you need it. You think you need it. Better yet, you think that you need it because you don't know your Dharma. Once you find your Dharma, everything else is just like, all right, cool, whatever, awesome. I can engage in this if I want, but you become nonchalant as a motherfucker. Look at Shiva. That's the most nonchalant motherfucker you can see. Don't give a damn. His Dharma is to be the Adiyogi, the first yogin, to break down the sciences of yoga. So he's always in meditation. He's always in sadhana. He's always doing spiritual practices because he's accessed that state of consciousness. And he's found out his Dharma, which is to be a yogi. I'm not saying you have to become a yogi. What I'm saying that was his dharma. Maybe your dharma is to become a musician, an artist, and you don't know what that is. You've been having all your artistic capabilities being basically beaten out of you by society telling you that's not a real job. You're not supposed to do that, this and that. You should just go survival, sex, and status route, 9 to 5, all that crap. So that all that stuff is repressed. But now once you've aligned to your dharma and you live in alignment to that, you get fully consumed by your dharma in a good manner, in a good way. You're just drawing for hours. You're making music for hours. You're creating content. Like I black out on these videos. This second channel videos, I black out. I don't even know what the fuck I say. I go for an hour straight because I'm so in tune and aligned to that dharmic expression of what I'm brought here to do. I'm not thinking about, oh man, can't wait to go outside and fucking show off my glow, show off my aura. No, because I don't need that. I found the bliss within my dharma, because dopamine don't even compare to divine bliss. Divine bliss is a state of consciousness. Dopamine is a chemical reaction that comes and goes. The divine nectar is derived from when you live in alignment to your dharma. It is a state of spiritual ecstasy that you receive in your day-to-day life. It's very subtle, but you'll know what I'm saying when you're living in alignment to your dharma. Nothing can compare to it. Nothing can compare to it. Even through all the highs and ups and downs in life, that's when your body, mind, and soul are working together. Your soul knows your dharma. Your mind interprets it, and your body plays it out. Right now, your body and brain are the one calling the shots. Your body and brain are basically prisons for your soul. All of your consciousness and your energy and prana is being pulled downwards and outwards. It's not getting any signal from the soul. No signal, no Wi-Fi code. No 4G LTE. You don't got any connection to that phone line. The way you connect to that phone line is by disengaging from the dense material planes of consciousness, aka survival, sex, and status, not because it's bad, because it's overpowering you. You unplug out of that, then you plug back into the higher states through renunciation, through semen retention, through celibacy, through all these practices that we talk about over here on this channel, man. From meditation to pranayama to semen retention, celibacy, all that shit. This is the path of self-mastery. This is the esoteric science of self-mastery. And this is what this channel is all about. This is what my main channel is all about too as well. Matter of fact, if you don't know about the main channel yet, you are missing out, my guy, because this channel right here, some of y'all don't even know. Maybe this is some of y'all first time watching me. This is my second channel, The Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out that game so you guys can make these games. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. If you enjoy that type of content, raw, uncut, and unfiltered, that's what we're cooking up over here on the second channel, aka The Philosopher Files. Long form, in-depth content, you know, like we talking on a podcast, mano y mano, like we on a FaceTime. But if you want to see another side of the coin where I'm still talking about these same types of topics, same types of concepts, but from a different angle, where you get more of a cinematic experience with it, with all the nice clean cut edits, the scripted content, the documentary style, the music, all that stuff. Man, every time you tap into a main channel video, it's basically like you're watching a movie. I can guarantee you that, man. Can guarantee you that. If you have not tapped into the main channel yet, you want to see another side of the coin where I'm still uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery, check out the link posted in the description box down below. That's a link over to my main channel, The Philosopher. This channel, second channel, The Philosopher Files. You might enjoy this channel more. Maybe you enjoy the main channel more. Maybe you just like both of them and want to get the best of both worlds, but you won't know which one you like if you don't tap in with the main channel right here, right now, my boy. Hit that link, subscribe, get up on some game, go watch all the content that we have over there, man, and just elevate on every single plane. You dig what I'm saying? But like I was saying, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, on the main channel, again, description box down below, run it up. And underneath the link to my main channel, within the description box, is a link to my Instagram. If you ever want to talk about these different types of topics, bro, chop it up at these different types of concepts. Shoot your boy a shot within the DM. Slide in the DMs. Not like that, though, because I don't roll like that. But I'm talking about just send your boy a message. Let's connect on there. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about these different types of topics, man. And follow me over there. Keep connected. Get up on all the games that we posted over on that platform as well. Again, description box down below, my main channel and my Instagram. Make sure you go run it up. But all the stuff that we talk about on these channels, all the stuff that we talk about over on the private Patreon community. Matter of fact, we got to take a quick pause right here, right now, because I got to give a shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Listen, bro. Most people have already clicked off this video. Most people have been triggered. Most people have been let down. Oh, I'm not talking about fucking aura magnetism. This guy doesn't know anything. But you still here, motherfucker. You still here. Why is that? Basically, you are what I like to call a spiritual savage. A spiritual savage. You are a real aspirant. You are truly serious. You about that life of self-mastery. You're not here doing semen retention for the streaks. You're not doing semen retention for the glow. You are picking up what I'm putting down. You want that dharma. You want that divine nectar. And I applaud you for that. Because not everybody's about that life. Again, not many people have made it this far into the video. Most clicked off. Most got triggered by the way I talk. I don't give a damn. I'm talking to the spiritual savages. And if you're still here, you're most likely one of them. You're most likely one of them. And if you are one of them, what I need you to do right now is a quick favor. Quick favor. Go find the closest mirror to you. I don't care if it's in your bathroom. I don't care if it's in somebody else's car window. Stare in that car window. Look at them. Making them uncomfortable. Do what you got to do. Selfie camera your phone. I don't care. Take a good, hard look in whatever mirror is closest to you. Come on now, I can wait. I'll wait all day. Really let that man that's staring right into your eyes, that's staring right into your soul, when you look into that mirror, let that picture, that mental picture, marinate within your mind. Let it sink into your psyche. Because I need you, yes you, to realize that you're doing that man, not me, the man that's staring right into your eyes, right into your soul when you look into that mirror. Come on, man. Take a nice click-clack Kodak moment, mental picture, and really just let it simmer within your consciousness. You're doing that man, not me, a huge motherfucking disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community yet if you're someone who's truly serious about this path of self-mastery, if you consider yourself a spiritual savage. Because look, man, if you enjoy the content that we're talking about over here on this channel, over on the main channel, your mind is going to be blown to bits with the type of content that we're cooking up over on the private Patreon community. Because I'm talking about, we are uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to a level that you've never seen. You ain't going to find this type of content on this channel, on the main channel. Matter of fact, anywhere else on the internet. Because this is a real deal game. Real deal sauce for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane of consciousness. You dig what I'm saying? So look, man, if you want to get access to a treasure trove of all these exclusive videos by joining up into the private Patreon community, you also, on top of that, will get access to all of our full guides, all of our in-depth occult lectures, all of our digital libraries, and most importantly, an invitation to the Philosopher's Circle. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Not the Philosopher's Circle. I'm talking about the motherfucking Philosopher's Circle. You heard what I said, the Philosopher's Circle, aka our private inner circle community, where you're going to be surrounded with other like-minded men who are also walking up this mountain of self-mastery side by side with you, who are practicing, you're using true spiritual practices, not trying to self-improve, but actually trying to master the self, trying to realize their dharma, using tools and techniques like celibacy, like semen retention, like meditation, like pranayama, all that shit. You'll be surrounded with individuals that are going to hold you accountable to that path, who want to see you elevate on each plane of consciousness, and most importantly, want to see you liberate, want to see you access your dharma. If you want to be surrounded with individuals like that, a brotherhood of people that are walking up the same path alongside with you, I'm telling you, man, the Philosopher's Circle is the place for you, my guy, because it's not just a group chat. This is also where we post our bi-weekly mastermind live calls. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Bi-weekly mastermind live calls where you hop on a live call with me, as well as this community of like-minded men who are also walking up this mountain of self-mastery side by side with you. Again, the mountain of self-mastery, the journey of self-mastery is different for each individual. You might start there, I might start here. You might have to go on this route, I might go on that route. But the principles are the same. The principles have been broken down for us by the sages of the past. I'm just here breaking it down like a brick for the modern day man to make more sense in that manner. So if you're truly serious about this path, man, I'm telling you, the Philosopher's Circle is a place for you, because you already heard the saying that you're the sum of the 5 people that you're hanging around the most time with. If you hang around with 5 people that are slaves to their senses, 5 people that are trying to self-improve, and you're trying to actually master this self, I'm telling you, you're going to be the 6th loser on this path to self-improvement. If you actually want to elevate towards your Dharma, you got to be around spiritual savages that are doing the same thing. And I'm telling you, you're going to find it within the Philosopher's Circle. But if you need any more information about the Philosopher's Circle and the private Patreon community as a whole, check out the link posted in the pinned comment of this video, not the description box. Again, description box is where you'll find a link to the main channel, The Philosopher, and my Instagram. But I'm talking about in the comment section down below, the first comment right there, pinned up by me. Click that link, and then you'll be forwarded to our page. And from there, you can check out the links to join up as a member of the private Patreon community, but also the other links to the other services I provide, such as application forms for my personalized coaching program. If you're someone who's truly, truly serious about this path, and you're looking to work with me one-on-one, mano-a-mano, directly together, to help guide you up this mountain of self-mastery using the esoteric sciences that we've been discussing right here, detaching and detoxing from all those karmic compulsions, those degenerate behaviors that are keeping you stuck in karmas and away from your Dharma. If you're ready to dissolve all that shit, to discover your true duty, to discover your true power, to discover what's going to bring you the most fulfillment in your life and apply it into the world to help also uplift humanity, I'm telling you, man, this is the coaching program for you, because what we are going to do is curate a personalized approach up the mountain of self-mastery, specifically curated for you and your compulsions, using specific practices that work for you to get to your Dharma. This is what this coaching program is all about, man. And if you're someone who's truly serious about this path, you're ready to ascend and evolve, you're ready to take your life to the next level, shoot your boy an application and we'll see if your entry meets the qualifications and criteria for this coaching program. But if you just want to book a one-time call with your boy, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track, that's what we got our consultation call booking link to as well, that you'll find within the pinned comment of this video. You can just tap in whenever you want, book a call with me, and we'll discuss anything that you're dealing with, help you get back on the right track. But again, all that good stuff, pinned comment this video, click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there you can pick and choose whether it's joining up into the Philosopher's Circle, applying for the coaching program, booking a consultation call. From there you can pick and choose which one of these services best suits you. But like I was saying, man, all this stuff that we talk about here on this channel, over on the main channel, especially on the private Patreon community, and especially within my personalized coaching program, is all oriented towards this path of you dissolving all those karmas that are keeping you stuck into this false sense of self, to inevitably discover that Dharma, discover what's going to bring you fulfillment. Semen retention, the way I teach it, is not in the manner that these self-improvement retards teach it. I'm not here telling you that if you hit this day, you're going to get these girls running after you. I'm not going to tell you that if you do semen retention, you're going to get glow and, you know, all these manifestations will attract you. I'm telling you what it is from the jump, off the rip. What you're trying to do with this practice, it don't matter how long it takes, is to overcome that compulsion, where your prana is not being hijacked within the sexual plane. And now that prana can be reaccessed and sent upwards to the higher planes to open up the new puzzles that come to piece together your Dharma. That is the main goal with each and one of these practices, whether it's fasting, whether it's meditation, whether it's semen retention, whether it's celibacy, is to reclaim back your power, bro. And why do we want to reclaim back your power? So we can realize your true purpose. We can realize what's going to bring you divine nectar. Because once you find that divine nectar, one sip of that shit, man, bellissimo, delicioso. One drop of divine nectar is all you need. All the dopamine that you get don't even fucking come close to it. Don't matter how much food you give to a fish that's out of water. That one drop of water, it's all it's yearning for. That one drop of divine nectar is all your soul is yearning for. And again, it's there within you. I don't know your Dharma, but what I do know for damn sure, it's how to dissolve those karmas. You don't got to go find the sun. You just got to clear up the clouds that's covering the sun. And this is what this whole journey of the right-hand path that I teach here on this channel, all my other platforms, It's called Dakshinachara within the tantric tradition. This is what this whole journey is about. Realizing what that is. The left hand, it's a whole nother story. How do you apply that dharma? How do you come back down the mountain? We'll get to there one day. You know what I'm saying? But you got to realize, man, these practices, meditation, all these things have been bastardized and butchered by the self-improvement industry. If you're a true spiritual aspirant, you can't fall into that facade. Because your goal is not the same as theirs. They want to stay in the matrix. You want to break free. They want to live a successful life. You want to be liberated. It's a lot different, huh? So the way you approach semen retention has got to be different. And again, there's not many people out there talking about it like this. But if you made it this far into the video, you already know your boy breaks it down like a brick in that manner. If you're still watching this video, man, there's a reason. I know I'm entertaining and I know it looked good. But I know for a damn fact you didn't just sit over there and watch me yap out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains for damn near an hour straight just because you want to get entertained. There's a lot more entertaining people out there. I promise you that. Because this, you were here, you're still sitting here because this video, this message resonates with your soul. Focus on the message, forget about the messenger. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a source. The Dharma is speaking through me and to you. Through me to the screen and to you. I am just the conduit. I'm not the Dharma. I didn't make this up. The ancient sages of the past broke this down for us. What my Dharma is, what my destiny is to revive it back into the modern day world. Because the modern day man is suffering from states of misery because they're spiritually misaligned and they think that semen retention, self-improvement is going to fix it. There's people on self-improvement still depressed. There's billionaires out there with all the biceps, bitches, and Bugattis that still self-delete themselves. Why is that? Because they're not aligned to their Dharma. Do you want to end up like that? Probably not, because you would already clicked off this video. You realize that semen retention is not just a fucking self-improvement habit. It is a spiritual practice that pulls your consciousness away from that compulsion of sexuality. So you have that prana that would have been siphoned away from that plane, and now you can use it to activate the dormant chakras, which gives you the extra pieces of the puzzle that come together to picture what your Dharma is, so you can realize who it is that you are beyond the brain and body, and what it is that you were body to do aside from just stimulating the senses. You get the blueprint of success that's only for you, not what society tells you is successful. You start playing your own game in life, not being a part of the charade, not being molded into a mere cog in the machine, not being a little pawn in the motherfucking chessboard. You become a king on this path. And if you're still here, it's because you're meant to become that king in this lifetime. You cannot waste this incarnation on more degeneration. You got to punch in your one-way ticket to spiritual liberation. My job, my duty again, is to help guide others. But this stuff has already been said and done. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 9, there's nothing new under the sun. So maybe, yes, the way I break it down, the way I spin it, the way I spit this game actually clicks with your brain. You dig what I'm saying? But the message is eternal. Dharma is eternal. I'm just giving my spin on it. So it connects with you. But the message is speaking to you through me, telling you this is time. This is part of your process. This incarnation is an opportunity to punch in your ticket to liberation. I always say that people that watch this channel in specific, the second channel, The Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these games, no cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. You guys are more spiritually and psychologically advanced than the masses. Most people can't watch a video for this long, and most people cannot understand the density of these different types of topics. I don't know how or why you are able to. Maybe some of the past life karmas you've resolved have put you in a better position right here, right now to actually receive this Dharma. But you got to realize that this is a blessing that you cannot waste. This is a blessing that you cannot waste. It's time for you. You're on a different path. I'm not saying that you're a chosen one because you watch this channel. You're saying some new age nonsense. What I'm telling you is you're ready to walk up this right-hand path if you're not already. And if you are, you got to keep fucking climbing. There's no U-turns. There's no U-turns. And you got to change your perspective on what these practices are about. If you're somebody that has been stuck into this little self-improvement matrix about what semen retention is about, hopefully this video tore it down for you. This is a practice to reclaim back your power. And once you have that power, once you have that prana, you open up new planes of consciousness, because each plane of consciousness holds what? A piece of the puzzle for your dharma. The end goal is your dharma. And the whole journey on the self-mastery side of things is to dissolve your karmas so you can inevitably discover your dharma. The left hand, again, is a whole other thing. It's about applying your dharma. But you now have to realize that it ain't enough to just know what I'm talking about. It ain't enough to just understand. You got to start understanding what the fuck I'm saying. And the way you go from knowledge to gnosis, the way you go from the head to the heart, the way you go from understanding to understanding is through first-hand experience. You must break free from the self-improvement matrix and apply spiritual practices to, or a spiritual approach to your practices. You must treat semen retention and celibacy as a sadhana. You can't just say, oh man, if I just retain for 90 days, I'll be good. No, you have to send that energy up too. There's other practices that you add on top of semen retention to be able to open up new planes. You just have the prana, but now you have to have the practices that allow you to mold and move the prana into different planes. You see what I'm saying? You have to feel that firsthand for yourself. I can't do it for you. I can get your dharma for you. I can help guide you up to that point with, things with the Philosopher's Circle, with things like the coaching program, consultation calls, again, pin comment this video. But I cannot do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. You are the only person that can master yourself. You're the only person that can find your dharma, and you're the only person that can liberate your soul. These practices are universal, but you got to apply them. Since we're talking about self-improvement, a lot of people, when it comes to self-improvement, watch video after video after video, read self-help book after self-help book after self-help book, yet never apply the wisdom that they gain from it. If you're doing the same thing, listen to my videos, going to the next video, watching this, watching that, yet never applying it because you're too scared to walk up the mountain of self-mastery, you ain't a mental masturbator like those self-improvement guys. You are what I like to call a spiritual masturbator. Same damn thing, but on a whole different angle. You got to be a savage to walk up the mountain of self-mastery, man. You got to be domeless. You got to go against the grain of what society tells you, against the grain of what self-improvement tells you. You got to break free, and you got to become your own God. You got to become your own beacon of light. And it ain't easy. And this path of semen retention ain't easy either. Overcoming that compulsion through this journey of celibacy ain't easy. But look, if you're struggling on the path and you have not tapped into the Art of Retention ebook yet, written by yours truly, you're missing out, my guy. You are missing the fuck out. You're missing out on, the main channel, Patreon. You're missing out on the coaching program. You're missing out on the consultation calls. Now the fucking ebook. What's wrong with you, bro? Come on now, man. This is a full ebook on how to apply semen retention within a spiritual manner, as a spiritual practice, as a spiritual sadhana, not as your entire. It's not the entire journey of self-mastery. It's a small piece of the puzzle, but it's an important piece. And when you have this ebook guiding you throughout the process, you will be able to use it in that manner of what it's meant to do. And this is a totally free. You heard what I said, not free, not Steph Curry from 3. I'm talking about FREE, for the free ski, for the free 99 ebook. That if you don't get it right now, I don't know what's wrong with you. Full ebook on how to use semen retention the right way if you actually want to realize your dharma. If you want to do it the other way, bro, you wasted so much goddamn time. You wasted so much goddamn time. You should have clicked off and blocked my channel. But now, if you're here, I'm guessing that you want to use this practice to discover your dharma, to dissolve karmas, right? And this is the ebook that's a great initiatory understanding of how to go about this path, using other practices also involved with it. So if you have not tapped into that yet, check out. You can find it in the main channel of the Philosopher. Matter of fact, just go in the YouTube search bar, type in how to succeed on semen retention. There's a full video guide on my main channel. Click that, watch the full guide. It goes in depth and in detail to all the tools, tips, and techniques you need to succeed. And within that video, you'll find the instructions on how to download your free copy of the Art of Retention ebook right here, right now, today. But look, man, if you're dyslexic, you're retarded, you can't read, you got ADHD, don't matter, your boys got you covered with a full audio series of the Art of Retention ebook that you can find over on the main channel. Just go in the main channel, again, description box down below. Subscribe, go in the playlist section, right there for you. Audio series, you can pop it in while you're driving, while you're walking, while you're working, while you're doing whatever, and get up on game so you're out here looking like a lame like these self-improvement guys trying to get this day to get the glow. You want your Dharma above all. And this is the whole initiatory process of how to go about semen retention in that manner. So you got no excuse. You got the ebook, you got the videos on this channel, on the main channel, and if you want to go even deeper and get more access to exclusive content, you got the private Patreon community, the Philosopher's Circle to hold you accountable. You got the private, the personalized coaching program if you want to work directly with me one-on-one. You got the consultation calls if you just want to discuss what you're dealing with. You have no excuses, what I'm saying, for you to remain stuck in the self-improvement matrix when it comes to semen retention. It is a spiritual practice, and now you must approach it as such. There's no excuse of why you remain stuck in just treating it like a self-improvement habit. If you want to see your Dharma, if you want to live in alignment to that destiny, if you want to be fulfilled, this is the price that must be paid. Renunciation in the right hand is waiting for you. I'm walking my ass up to the top of the mountain. Hope to see you there. It ain't going to be easy, but trust me, man, it's going to be well worth it. If you don't want to remain stuck in this cycle, this hamster wheel of hedonism, chasing dopamine, you better be aiming towards that divine nectar which is derived from living in alignment to your Dharma. These practices are aimed at helping you dissolve the karmas to get to that point, and that's all that they're meant to do. This ain't a fucking self-improvement looks maxing trend. This is the spiritual practices that lead to liberation. Let that marinate into your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche. Looks maxing or liberation? Which one do you want? I know what I want. And if you made it this far into the video, I'm guessing I know that what you want as well. But the only way we'll know is we'll see who's at the top of the mountain of self-mastery. Will you reach the summit? Maybe. Hope to see you there. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out that game. You guys can make these gains. I'm out here. Peace.